Hey guys, actually here, also the HLE fans back here with another River Diaries rant. And today we're talking about Elena and why I think Elena, in my opinion, was a very weak female protagonist. I'm only down to a little bit of water, y'all, so this video might have to be a part 2 because I feel like I'm gonna have so much to say about Elena that it's not even funny. To me, I feel like Elena was a very, very weak female protagonist. I feel like as the show went on, Elena became less and less important. She didn't even feel like the protagonist. It felt more like Stefan's show, in my opinion. Elena will go down to me as one of the weakest protagonists, along with Serena, and I'm trying to think who else because they're like weak protagonists. I would say Serena and people like Dawson and Joey, like they're very weak protagonists in my opinion. Um, so let's just get into it with Elena. I personally really like seasons 1 and 2 Elena a lot, and I'm gonna explain to y'all why. Because it made sense for her to be this regular human being adapting to this world of supernaturals that she didn't even know existed. The town of Mystic Falls has been filled with supernatural creatures from the dawn of time. And Elena never knew about this. She didn't even know that her own family were part of being vampire hunters with the Gilbert Watch and putting the vampires in the tomb. So it made a lot of sense for Elena to be this person who was regular living in the supernatural environment. Makes sense. I love the fact that they tell you that she lost her family, and I feel like the thing with Elena, I'm not even gonna lie, I think with Elena is that they revealed everything a little bit way too much in season 1, and this is what I mean. They should have waited until season 2 to tell us that she was adopted. Stefan should have told her when she said why she looked like Captain. He should have said he tried to figure it out, but he couldn't. Nothing about it made sense. And then you could have had Stefan and Elena dig a little bit more about the birth certificates and anything like that. And Jenna, telling her in season 2 that you were basically adopted, that they didn't give birth to you, you were adopted because your mother gave you up when she was a teenager. I think they kind of revealed a little bit way too much about Elena in season 1 about her identity. They should have saved some of that for season 2, in my opinion. But I wasn't against them telling us more about Elena. I just feel like they should have saved some of it for season 2 because then when you get to like seasons 3 and 4, Elena just kind of exists, which is why I'm gonna, like I said, this might be a part 2. Like I'm not even gonna hold it. This might be a part 2 video on why I think Elena is a weak protagonist. But I want to talk about seasons 1 and 2 later and why I really like her a lot. But I'm still not finished it. Why I think they reveal way too much, because not only that in season 1, her birth mother comes back in season 1, and it's like, again, you're revealing way too much. Like you could have saved some of that for season 2. You could have saved some of those revealing some of that in season 2. I don't know why they didn't. And season 2, we find not only that, Elena finds out that she's a doppelganger in season 1. So a lot of things that they could have saved for season 2, they just revealed in season 1. So Elena finds out she's a doppelganger. Not only is Elena a doppelganger, but Elena is also the cure to stop the curse, the moonstone and all that stuff. And to me, it just felt like in the first 2 seasons, Elena was more of a important character because she just had so much going on surrounding her because of her being a doppelganger, her being adopted, and her mother being a vampire, and everything she didn't know about her family, the secrets and everything. It just made her seem like she has so much promise. The only thing with Elena is that she was kidnapped sometimes, and I think in the first season she would actually try to help them, like I know a lot of people say that it's stupid for her to think that she can just help all the time, which I completely understand. But I like the fact that she did try to contribute, and like she wasn't a damsel in distress all the time, but there were times where the show just made her purposely a damsel in distress to be saved, and like that too. I really hated how everyone felt like they had to bend over backwards to help her. It was really, really annoying, and like that shit really didn't start until like season 3. Honestly, like it started a lot in season 3. Like in the first 2 seasons, I was, why Stefan wanted to protect her. Like he was a great boyfriend. Like Team Stefan, Team Stefan. Like he wanted to protect her, and he wanted to keep her safe. With her wearing the vervain on her necklace, everything, all of it. And like, I don't know. I just like the first 2 seasons of Elena. I just really liked. I really liked Elena in the first 2 seasons. Her character seemed to be having so much promise. And like, not only is she the cure to the Moonstone and the Moon Curse, but Klaus also wants her blood to make the hybrids because her blood is the only way to make the hybrids. And like, Elena, her character just seemed to have, like I said, just so many interesting elements surrounding her. And then we get to the problem that I have. And the problem that I have with Elena is that it really started in like seasons 3 through, I would say 5, because I think after season 5, Elena, her character season 6 was just kind of there. Like she kind of just existed, honestly. And at this point, she kind of just existed to be with who? To be with Damon. So I think the one thing that I want to express on why I think Elena is a very weak protagonist is number one, everything is about her. Everything. People have to protect her. People have to bend over backwards for her. Just everything. It gets really annoying over time in the show. It gets really, really annoying. It's like the writers put her in stupid situations just to get hurt or just to be saved. And it's like I couldn't even tell you why they do this, but they do it. And like it's really, really annoying. Like in season 2, why would Damon have her watch over Rose? Rose is spiraling, she's out of control, and you're gonna have a human you're gonna have Elena, who was a human, watch over this vampire who was spiraling and going through withdrawal from a werewolf fight. What sense does that make, Damon? What sense does that make? Because what, you have more of a higher chance of getting bitten? No. I'm not going to stay with her when she's spiraling out of control and she's on extra strength. And in that scene when Elena had the chance to run out of the house, she didn't. She ran back upstairs. Just stupid. That's what I'm talking about. Just stupid. I don't know why the writers would have Damon be the person to watch over her, to have Elena be the one to watch over Rose. It was just dumb. It didn't make any sense to me. Even when I go back and watch it, it's like, wait, what? They want Elena to do what? Do what? It was stupid. I just like everything is always about Elena. It's really ridiculous. Another thing too, her holier than thou attitude, her self righteousness, and how sometimes she can be very self centered and very selfish. It's never ever called out by any of the characters. First thing I want to talk about is her self righteousness. She tries to act like she's so better than everybody else, or act like tries to act like she don't try to use people, but then that's exactly what she ends up doing. When Jeremy got his hunter's mark, she tried to use that. She got mad at Stefan for Stefan turning people into vampires and having Jeremy kill them to get the hunter's mark. But then she tried to do the exact same thing to Cole. Elena, you're no better than Stefan for trying to do that. But then you try to act so holier than thou about it when Stefan tells you that he did it. Like, girl, sit down and shut the fuck up. You're no better than me. Like, the self-righteousness and the holier than thou attitude is just really annoying. Like, I feel like sometimes she creates more problems than solving them. She creates more problems, like, oh my god. That too. Her trying to act like she's so self-sacrificing. Like, no, sometimes you make things a lot worse, Elena, and like you don't seem to understand that. It's like you make things a lot worse. a lot worse. I don't think she understands that, but she really does make things a lot worse when she just do stupid shit. And like, I just feel like sometimes she don't understand it. Like, one of the things people point out to me that I feel like I was kind of like reacting mad about is the scene in season 1 where her and Damon had to go stay separate from the house. She told Damon that she could go in there and cause a distraction so that way Damon could get in. He said, no, no way, he'll not put you through that. He said you could get hurt. I think he should listen to Elena because she was a human, and she does, yeah, she might have a higher chance of getting hurt, but what's the point of you dragging her along if you're not going to make her help? You can't get in there. I could get in there and you could come in for the kill. I'm trying to help you out. But any other time, she would make situations worse. Like, with the Hunter's Mark thing. She made it worse, taking away Jeremy's right to choose whether he wants to stay or be there in season 3, making things worse. Because now your enemies know that you send Jeremy off, and now they can look for him. And look what happened. Cole almost killed him because of Elena's stupidity. I understand that Jeremy was her last living relative, and she wanted to make sure that he stayed safe. I totally understand it. But not to the extent where you're taking away his right to choose and all of that, and then trying to make Bonnie feel like a bad friend for pointing it out. Like, no, he's your brother, not your puppet. He should be able to choose whether or not if he wants to stay here with you. Like Bonnie said, but why would Jeremy leave you here alone to handle all of this? It doesn't make any sense. Only for her to take away his right to choose. Now, I could understand season 1 more than I could understand the season 3 one. In season 1, I could definitely understand Jeremy was going through a lot and everything. I didn't care for Jeremy, but I could understand why Elena wanted to just take the pain all away, because his parents dying was clearly a way of him acting out, but it was getting out of hand. Him knowing about Vicky, Elena couldn't expose that to him yet, which I totally understand. So him telling her to go to hell and things like that, I thought it was just out of line, but I understand that it was just his response to it all. But I think in season 3, Elena definitely had no right of taking away his right to be there or to go, in my opinion. She had no right. Another thing I want to talk about is, like, I just like her bad decisions and everything is just never called out as a character. Everyone just seems to see her as like this holier than thou character, and like she really was far from that after like seasons 1 and 2. Like I feel like after season 1 and 2, Elena became a whole character that I just couldn't stand anymore. Like she got more annoying, she just got more whiny and just making things bad for everyone. Like she would just constantly be there. Another situation where I feel like she was just stupid for is when she talked Alaric into taking her on the hike hunt to look for Stefan. When you got all these hybrids in the forest, both of y'all are human beings, and you think you're gonna take down these hybrids with a backpack full of herbs and stuff? Just plain stupidity. Plain stupidity. And when Damon came there, they should have automatically just left. There should have been no talk of staying there and trying to figure things out. Y'all should have just left. All of y'all against these hybrids is not, y'all not going to pick them down. Damon, when it's just you and these two humans, do you really think that's smart, Damon? No. Now, I'm not saying he should have told her, like, he should have made her decisions for her, because that's not how a relationship works, or any situation where he should have told her that it's a stupid idea, and that Klaus is on the hunt. There's 2 of you and only 1 of me, and these hybrids are strong. Why would any 3 of us decide to stay in these woods? Didn't make any sense. Just very stupid. She just made situations worse sometimes. And like, I just didn't understand it. Let's talk about how when it comes to Damon, that she makes excuses for his behavior, and like she just makes everyone seem like they're against their love, when acting like as if people don't have real reasonings for not liking Damon or fucking with him. I'll never forget when she tried to call Caroline out for being a slut for hopping in bed with Damon when it's like, girl, are you forgetting that he ex-aimed your friend, abused her, and compelled her into a relationship? Are you forgetting that, Elena? Are you forgetting that he killed Bonnie's mom right in front of Bonnie? That no, not killed her. He turned her mother into a vampire right in front of her. Huh, Elena? Are you forgetting that, sis? Are you forgetting that he tried to kill Bonnie while you were standing right there? Are you forgetting that, sis? Like, I swear, once Elena fell for Damon, it's like all of her brain cells went out the window. It's like she forgot all the terrible shit that he did to Caroline, Bonnie, to her brother. He tried to kill Jeremy twice, and she never gave a fuck. She still dated this guy. So absurd, absurdity. She still wanted to be with him after he killed an entire family. What? Elena needs to stand up. Stand up. Like, I totally, like, the fact that the show never wrote this relationship as if, like, it was, like, pretty much a domestic abuse relationship where, like, no matter how many times Damon keeps showing her that he ain't shit, Elena is going to continue to go back to him because she loves him and that and she really just wants to fix him, which is not a good message to send to female. Because now people are romanticizing toxicity and abuse and all types of shit. Like, it is now normal to normalize the unnormal. And, like, it's really, really sad that young girls think that relationship like Damon and Elena is the picture for love. I'm just like, what the fuck? Another reason I'm going to get into, because I'm going to save everything else for my part two, this might be the one last thing I'm going to mention, and the one last thing I'm going to mention is that Elena never grows as a character, she never changes, and like, she kind of just stopped having her own storylines after, like, to me, seasons 1 and 2. Now, let's talk about the all the three things I mentioned. Let's talk about them all in order. Let me explain. Elena never grows. What I mean by that is that she never seems to, I don't know, become a different person. Like, it still just feels like she's the same old Elena. Like, she never seems to elevate as a person or grow as a person. She's kind of like Serena in Gossip Girl. Serena kind of just does the same thing over and over again. She dates over and over again. She just kind of does the same thing over and over again. We don't know who Elena is as a person. We don't know what she is to, what her hobbies are, what are her goals and her dreams. We don't know about any of this. And then in season 6, they randomly say she wanted to be a doctor. Like, when the fuck did they mention that? Where the fuck was I at when she mentioned that? Like, Elena doesn't seem to have any goals or dreams or hobbies outside of just being with Damon. And, like, it's really, really sad. Elena never, elevate? She never grows. Elevate, yeah. Pretty much the same thing. I didn't mean to say the same two words. But kind of like I feel, Elena just seems to we never seem to know who she is on a deeper level in a vulnerability way outside of her losing her parents. Like, I really feel like Elena needed deep-rooted therapy. In my opinion, if the show was smart, they would have given her deep-rooted therapy. I just feel like Elena was very surface level, and I feel like they didn't go deeper enough for her character, in my opinion. The other thing I said grow, elevate, and damn, I'm forgetting the last one that I said. Oh, I think I said, I can't remember what I said, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't write any of this down. This is all just off my head. But Elena she never grows, she never elevates, and, like, she was just kind of there half the time. Oh, her storylines. I was going to say, she don't get no more storylines. Yeah, like, Elena don't really get no storylines focused on herself. I mean, the last one that I truly believe that she had was when she had no humanity. And that kind of went on for way too long, in my opinion. It went on for way too long. I didn't hate it, but it just went on for way too long. Like I said, she had her humanity off for 8 episodes. That's ridiculous. I just feel like Elena. I feel like they just wrote her like Bella Swan from the Twilight. She's kind of like the center of attention, but like she's so dry. She's like a dry sandwich with no mayonnaise, and it's just like a character like this could have been so much more interesting. And the best way they thought about making her interesting was turning her into a vampire, which is what we'll get into in part two. Is no, that was just the wrong way to make Elena interesting. They could have done anything else but make her into a vampire. They could have made her a telepath. Why couldn't they give her the hunter's mark? There was so many other ways to make Elena more interesting, and like half the time she was just used for a plot device. Like half the time she was kind of just there, and like half the time she just seemed like something to have Stefan and Elena fight over. I mean, I said Stefan, to have Damon and Stefan fight over. Like she kind of just seemed like a prop. Like she kind of stopped being a human being after like season. Honestly, I would say like after season 3. Because season 4 and onward, Elena got really annoying. But at least I could say, like, in the first 3 seasons, like, at least she still seemed like a human being. But season 3 is when she really got annoying. Like, she got really, really annoying in season 3. Like, I hated her attitude. She got more whiny. She got more selfish. Like, she just thought people were supposed to drop at the dime to do what she wanted. Like, again with her dumb ass. Y'all remember when she went to Damon? She went to Damon and Stefan's house and tried to talk them into doing a deal with Elijah. And after they told her no, after Damon told her to not go near Elijah, what does she do? She goes to make a deal with Elijah only for him to push her down a fucking hole and have everybody come down there and save her from it. Again, she just don't listen. Like, sit down. You got Damon looking for you, Stefan looking for you, Bunny's trying to find a spell to get y'all, all 3 of y'all out of here. Like, Elena, just sit down. Sit down. Why can't you ever just listen? Like, she's just always making more problems. I just feel like Elena just never had. I feel like I loved her storylines in the first 2 seasons a lot. And even in season 3, because you know she had the whole blood and stuff, and you know the deals with the microsins. I just feel like after the first 3 seasons, they didn't know what else to do with Elena, and like I said, they thought the best thing to do was turn her into a vampire, which was honestly a dumb idea, which is something that I will explain in the part 2 video. It was a really horrible idea. I think they could have done so much more with Elena. Like I said, I know in the books that there were like supernatural powers. I wish they would have had dug in deeper with that. I feel like they should have given Elena that. You could have made her a telepath. You could have made her have telekinesis. You could have made her a witch. You could have gave her the hunter's mark. You could have given Elena anything. They couldn't give her nothing. The best thing you could do is turning her into a vampire, and the only reason why you did that is just to put her with somebody who I didn't give a fuck to care to see her with. Like, ugh. Just so annoying. So annoying. Elena to me is a very underwhelming female protagonist. And just a very underwhelming female character in general. I don't hate Elena, but like I said, it's nothing against Nina. I think Nina did the best of what she was given, but what she was given was not the best. But I think she made the most of it. I don't hate Nina. I absolutely love Nina Dobrev with a passion. I follow her on TikTok. I love Nina. I love her energy. And she plays the fuck out of Catherine. But, I feel like they really just wrote Elena as a very one-note character. Half the time she just felt like a love interest for Stefan and Damon to fight over. And that is very sexist, in my opinion. The way that Julia Nell write that is just very sexist. Oh no, the only thing this girl is good for is just the love triangle. She don't get no person. Her personality doesn't enhance. You don't know her goals or her hobbies. Just nothing. It's very misogynistic in my opinion. It would be like if it was reversed. Say if Elena and Caroline were fighting over Damon, but we don't know who Damon is as a character. Damon just happens to exist for the love triangle. again, that would also be very sexist. Are you saying because just because he's hot, that that's the only reason why he exists is just to fight over for their amusement? And that's kind of how this felt. That's kind of how it felt related after like season 4. I mean, after season 3, that she was just a plot device for Stefan and David to fight over. Even though I am a diehard Selena fan, I feel like everything that Elena went through with Damon, she's going to need really intense therapy. She's going to get back with my boo, Stefan. With my man, Stefan. My man, my man, my man, Stefan. You're not going to go with Stefan when you got went through all that toxicity with Damon. You're not going to dump all that toxicity on my man, Stefan. We're not going to do that. Stefan is my man. Stefan is my man. I love Stefan. I just think Elena was a very, 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 very underwhelming protagonist. And I know a lot of people like her. I know a lot of people say she's overhated. I mean, I guess. I mean, you can't hate her for every single thing. That's just being overhated. But people gotta understand. Like Elena is very underwhelming. She made a lot of situations where she had a very holier than thou attitude. She could be very selfish sometimes, and her little self-sacrificing attitude was just a way of trying to make herself not seem like the bad guy sometimes. And like, it's like, girl, sit the fuck down. But that was part 1. Next time we're kicking straight into part 2, and we're going to talk about why I hated her after season 3. Just, I hated her. Like, I didn't like her in season 3 at all, but I really did not like her in seasons 4 through 5. Because, like I said, season 6, she kind of was just there. But seasons 4 and 5, mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. We'll get into it. So, I'll see y'all next time. And again, I apologize for my voice. I feel like a little sickish. I think it's just my allergies. I'm trying to take allergy medicine, but it doesn't seem like it's working. So, apologize for my voice. Hopefully I get these out together next week. But, I'll see you guys next time, and thank you.